I'm now joined by team president Rod Wood. We've had some big announcements coming here at the 2022 NFL annual meetings. We'll just go down the list. First off, we heard Detroit Lions will be on Hard Knocks. From your standpoint, I know you talked earlier, it can be a good marketing tool. So as team president, what are you hoping the Detroit Lions market to all of the viewers?
Well, certainly just hope to give a behind-the-scenes look for our fans, to the team, the training camp, what goes on, get to know our coaches better, get to know our players better, hopefully build momentum as we go into the season. And I think people will start to fall in love with the Lions and our coaching staff, and that should be good.
What about this staff, this team, can make people fall in love with them again?
I think, right now we're a little bit of an underdog. And, coming off of, last season and, Dan's first press conference and then the way the season ended with some momentum. And I think people are already a fan of his. And I think he'll be great in the show as well as our coaching staff. And we've got some interesting players. Jamal Williams should be a media star. And hopefully some new guys that we had in the draft. So they'll get to know us in ways that you otherwise couldn't.
You said it right there. It's really behind the scenes. So what, if any, apprehension was there from this organization to join Hard Knocks?
Well, you're always a little concerned, but, I've talked to other teams that have gone through it. I talked to NFL Films, and we'll have a chance to have final editing say. So things that won't get out are things that we don't want to get out. So I've got very comfortable with it once we went through those process. And, as I said, I'd rather not be eligible for it, but we're eligible for it, and we're going to embrace it, and we're going to give our fans a good show and hopefully build a lot of momentum.
The city of Detroit also gets to embrace the 2024 NFL Draft. How long in the works has an event like this been for the city?
We really started working on it 4 or 5 years ago, as soon as the league made it available to bid on the draft. After they had to move out of Radio City and they went to Chicago, they thought for like 1 year, then they went back and then started moving around, and it became an event almost up to the Super Bowl level in terms of what it meant to a city. And so we were bidding on it. We were a finalist for 2022, but with the pandemic, that got pushed back. So we opened up to 2024. Luckily, we were selected over 2 other really great cities. And it'll be the first time, I think, since the 2009 Final Four that a big event comes to Detroit. We had the World Series in 2012, I think, but you have to earn your right to be in the World Series. You get selected for the draft. You get selected for the Super Bowl. So to be selected and put on a show for the whole world, because everybody watches the draft, not just football fans, it should be really exciting.
What, in your mind, made it possible that a city like Detroit could host an event like this?
Well, I knew we could put on a great show, and we're located, very centrally, so fans from all teams can travel. We have a very vibrant, exciting downtown now that's going to be a great place for people to, not only watch the draft, but have dinner, go to the bars, hopefully see some music that'll be going on over the weekend. The proximity to Canada, where we can, have Canadian fans come, put on fireworks over the river. It'll be a really, really special 3 or 4 days in Detroit, and I know that fans are going to show up.
What was your favorite part of that process about building the bid for Detroit?
Just the cooperation with everybody. We had, corporate leaders, governmental leaders, the league, obviously, and, pulling it all together and you're competing. I mean, you have to win against other cities because everybody wants to have the draft now. So knowing that we put together a bid that was competitive enough to get us into the finals and then ultimately win, it was a really exciting, rewarding process.
We know the Lions will select in that draft, but any other involvement that the franchise will have with it once it gets to Detroit?
Not really that. I mean, once we get selected, it'll be the league largely, but we'll work with them and cooperate and help any way we can. I'm sure Ford Field may be involved in one way or another, so we'll certainly participate there. But it'll be a City of Detroit and NFL show.
All right, free agency is right now. Draft is right around the corner. Lions with number 2 overall pick, and the process of selecting that guy to come in at number 2 for the Lions has been described to me a couple different ways. One is that you've got a 50-50 shot. You have your 2 best guys that are at the top of the board. You pick the one that's still there. How are the Lions describing just that process of being there at number 2 overall and not necessarily knowing who's going to be left there?
Well, I would say we're not early in the process, but we're not done either. And we're just starting this week to do more meetings involving the coaches. The draft board will largely be set, but there's still medical work to be done on players, and you're not sure the health situation with everybody. The coaches want to weigh in on the draft. So we'll have certainly more than 2 people that are under consideration. And I'm confident that ultimately Brad and his team will make the right choice.
How much do the assistant coaches get to weigh in on those picks?
We certainly want to hear their view because they're going to be coaching the players, and they want to make sure there's a scheme fit, they're coachable, they love football. Those are all the things that are important to us. And so we take it, but ultimately it's going to be Brad's final decision.
You've been team president since 2015, so you've been a part of a few drafts. What is the word you are using to describe the 2022 one?
Important. It's important for a lot of reasons. We have a lot of picks. We have a high pick. We have 2 picks in the first round. It's the second year of Brad's team and Brad and Dan working together. So I think it's really important to continue to build our foundation. And you can't make every pick work, but the more picks you have and the more high picks, I think the better the chances are to make it work.